Now let's see how swine flu spreads in a community. See, swine flu is a highly contagious infection. What does it mean? Certain medical conditions or illnesses we get are infectious. They are due to an infection. As we saw, that flu is due to infection by influenza virus. So it's an infectious disease. What is a contagious disease is that the disease spread by contact between people, and if it is highly contagious means if people meet or come in contact with each other or in close proximity, it can spread very widely and very widely, that it will spread to many people. Compared to something which is less contagious, it will not spread to so many people. So swine flu is a highly contagious infection. How does it spread? What happens that the mucus and the saliva of the patient in his mouth, in his nose, those areas carry the virus, so the mucus and the saliva of the patient has the swine flu virus. When a patient with swine flu sneezes or coughs, then small air droplets of mucus and saliva are spread over the room, and these small droplets have the virus in these droplets. So when a person coughs or sneezes, this virus can spread to up to 10 feet around the patient in different directions. These little droplets then deposit on fomites. Fomites means like your phone, like toys, like remote control, all the objects which are there, the virus that was in mucus and saliva can deposit on all those objects. Now when a healthy person comes in contact with this infected saliva or mucus of swine flu virus on those objects, then the virus is transmitted to that person's hand. When this person touches his hand on his face, then the virus gets entry into the body through the mucosa in the mouth, nose and the eyes. See, on our face we have skin, and then we have pink colored mucosa like on the lips, on the tongue, in the mouth. Same way in the nose we have skin outside and then there is mucosa. Same way in the eyes we have mucosa. So the virus gains entry through the mucosa and then multiplies in the individual's body, and a patient who was healthy now suffers from flu and starts showing symptoms of flu. All this is important because when we are talking about preventing the spread of flu, we will be talking about all these issues. So there are two ways of spreading the flu virus. One, breathing air that has droplets of infectious mucus. So somebody coughed and you are in the room and little droplets are there in the air and you inhale them, or those droplets fall on your face and mucosa, then you can get the swine flu. That is the direct method of getting flu. An indirect method of getting the flu is that if you touch surfaces like phones, mobile phones, tabletops, toys, remote controls, handles of doors or doorknobs, sink in the bathroom or floor, or any metal or plastic or hard surface where the virus is there, and then with that hand you touch your face, then the virus will gain entry through your eyes, nose or mouth mucosa, and you will become a patient. Once a patient coughs or sneezes and discharges the virus with the mucus droplets, it can survive for 2 hours or more on those surfaces. See, sneezing or cough can lead to deposit of this infectious mucus from the patient even 4 to 10 feet away or 1 to 3 meters away from the patient. So it's just not very close contact. Even if you are like 6-8 feet away, you can get the infection. And the importance of that is, don't take flu lightly, that okay, I will just go and see him but I will keep little distance. No, you cannot keep little distance. You have to be away a significant distance not to catch the flu. One thing is, if I ask you how many times do you touch your face, most people will say 4 times in a day, 5 times in a day, 10 times in a day. But studies have shown that an average individual touches own face 16 times an hour. So if the person is awake, say 16 hours in a day, multiply 16 by 16 and you are touching your face almost 200 to 300 times a day. We don't realize it, but that is how many times we touch our face. The significance of this will come when I talk about washing your hands. So even by mistake, if some virus came on your hand, you wash your hand, the virus will go away before you touch your face. So we will talk about frequently washing your hands with soap and water, and this is the reason. Next question is, who gets swine flu? We saw earlier that young adults are at much more risk. Compared to this, regular flu occurs in old people or who are more than 65 years of age, or young children who are below 5 years of age, and swine flu affects young healthy adults. And that is where the danger is, that the society can suffer significantly if there is a swine flu epidemic. Swine flu also affects those with pre-existing conditions like asthma, HIV, AIDS, diabetes, patients who are taking steroid tablets like prednisone or something, and they are at a much higher risk of getting the flu. Same way, pregnant women are also at a much higher risk of developing flu or swine flu.